Today, I want to talk about speed without deadlines. So, I basically feel like I have two different modes of working, and one is working pretty leisurely, but that's usually only done when there aren't deadlines or when the deadline isn't close. And I just work sort of at a pretty leisurely pace. And the good thing about that is that I don't feel stress at all, but I also don't make the progress that I'd like to make. And the other kind of mode of working is to work at an extremely accelerated pace and also work to a deadline, because the only way that I've been able to activate an extremely accelerated pace in my life is when I have a deadline that I'm trying to get to. But the problem with that is that the deadline itself generates a lot of stress for me, and I really hate deadlines. I kind of start to despise the task because the deadline is forcing me into this mode of stress in order to work at a fast pace. And what I realized is that I was associating the slower pace of work with no stress and the faster pace of work with a lot of stress. But actually, it's the deadline that causes me the stress, and the lack of deadline causes me no stress. And so the thing is, I could optionally work at a faster pace with no deadlines. And that is the thing that I think I am going to try to figure out in the next few weeks. I kind of talked about this over the last few days, and as this idea continues to percolate in my mind, it sort of starts to evolve. And I'm now trying to document that process of developing an idea and continually improving upon it. And so for me, the thing that I'm realizing is that if I can maintain the pace, the fast pace that really activates me and feels incredibly fun, and remove this stress that comes from deadlines, I can have an extremely fast pace that feels extremely fun with no stress. And so disentangling the speed from deadlines is kind of the next task that I'm trying to work on, because if I can create this cramming pace but without the stress of the deadline, then I'm kind of onto a complete winner of a formula in terms of my workflow. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm kind of thinking about how I can motivate myself in order to have the speed without the deadline. And one way that I've come to realize that I could try to do this, and I don't know if it will work, but I thought I'd try, is that by orienting myself towards the virtue itself being speed, not completing the task. So it's about how fast I can do the task rather than that's the thing I'm in pursuit of, rather than hitting a deadline. And if I'm in pursuit of speed, I can activate that goal in terms of my workload anytime. If I would like the outcome of a certain block of work to be how fast I can do it at the same quality, then that's something that I don't have to wait to be artificially induced or externally induced by a deadline. I could just start working at a really fast pace. And today was one of those days where I felt like I made a lot of progress because everything I did, I chose to do at just 10% faster, which is completely comfortable and actually a lot more fun to have that puzzle of how do I make this an extremely fast thing to do. And the other thing about that I've noticed is that I'm finishing my day slightly earlier, which is good, but I also feel like I had a more rewarding day and I have more time in the evening to do other stuff. And so all of it seems like a win-win. That being said, it is just Monday, and who knows? But I thought today was pretty much a success. Also, what do you think about this angle? It's kind of weird, but I thought I'd try it anyway.